Let's get at least one more question here.
Oh, so another 30 minutes.
Well, no, this looks like it's rather brief. It's about Kenny Omega's health and his current status. Let's go.
I thought it would be about his wrestling talent. That would be brief.
Joey Hayden, Dallas Morning News. Do you have any sort of further update on Kenny Omega, his health, and then what his absence will mean for the short term of AEW?
I know Kenny put out a statement of his own, and I completely support it. And I spoke to him today, and of course, we've been very...
Stop. Does that mean he put out a statement without clearing it with the office?
No, apparently he just announced on Twitter with a picture of him in the hospital, yeah, I'm out indefinitely, and then let Tony read it, I guess, when it came out.
I mean, there would be a protocol, right? If someone was working for you...
No, only in a business.
Okay, well, that answers my question.
No, just because he's one of the biggest stars in Tony's company doesn't mean that he would have to clear it with, I don't know, Tony before he tells everybody he's not going to wrestle for the foreseeable future after being advertised for a pay-per-view in 2 weeks. Why would he bother to talk to Tony about that first before sharing it with the fans?
Well, the other way to look at it is maybe it's like the Matt Hardy thing. The best way to get to Tony is to post something on social media. You know he'll see it.
And maybe he might make a miraculous recovery if Tony comes around with another big bonus for his contract.
Let's go back to this audio. Tony's not blinking much. He looks whacked out. Let's go to this.
Very, very, very concerned. And honestly, it's hard to focus on pro wrestling when somebody that you care about, somebody that is so responsible for all of this in so many ways.
Boy, that's certainly true.
Launched AEW, and this would all be possible without Kenny Omega. And certainly he's as influential on the launch of AEW as anybody. And he's one of the greatest pro wrestlers in the world, and he's also a really important figure in this promotion and this business. So I think we're all really concerned, but thankfully he's communicating, and, I think we're hoping for the best. And it's like,
wait a minute. Thankfully he's communicating. What is this has struck him dumb? He's mute now? What the?
You've heard his promos.
Well, okay, you got me there. But seriously, we're thankful he's communicating. In other words, you're thankful that he's telling you how he is now, since he's told the world. He put a picture of himself with a thumbs up in the goddamn hospital. It's not like he's in a fucking medically induced coma. He's communicating.
We're happy he's admitting he's fucked up, is what he's saying.
Yeah. He just didn't want to talk to you. Apparently, Tony is what it was.
Going to turn for the better. The most important thing is that he got help from the doctors at the right time and didn't wait any longer, because he was in a lot of pain, and I don't think we knew how sick he was, or nobody would have wanted him to. I think, to be honest, I'll leave it to him to give updates, because he's already kind of been communicating, and it's his health, and I don't want to speak for him, but we're all praying for Kenny Omega, and thankfully it seems like there's good reasons to be very optimistic, but we were all really worried about him. So it was honestly really hard the last 24 hours focusing on wrestling when somebody who's a part of our wrestling family has something happening that's not wrestling like that. So there's, whenever there's a real life situation like that, it always takes the most precedent. But we're thinking about Kenny Omega and hoping he gets well very soon. And wishing him the best.
Good God, it sounds like he had his uvula amputated or something.
Well, I'll stop the Omega portion here. There's one other little portion I'll play here in a moment, just because it follows up on something we've talked about. But, the other thing I'll say is Tony said it earlier that on Twitter specifically, but social media, there's bad faith. Bad faith fans. What's a bad faith fan? Someone who says they don't like Dynamite? Someone who says something that Tony thought was good was bad?
Well, it's easy to pick on Twitter because there are so many either fake people or fake accounts or people with 18 accounts or people that are just going to say, oh, fuck you, I hate sunshine, or whatever the case. But in this case, he's attempting to deflect the legitimate criticisms and obvious things that are happening in front of our eyes to equate that all with, oh, that's all those fucking assholes on Twitter, because everybody knows there is a bunch of fake assholes on Twitter.
Right, but the real bad faith is coming out there and telling us everything's great when everything's been awful.
I didn't say it wasn't, but I'm saying this is what he's trying to do. He's trying to say, well, anybody that's knocking me is one of these fake assholes on Twitter.
Again, we joked about it. It happened. It's the fans' fault. Everything is
Yes.
great. It's just you guys won't acknowledge how great it is. It's your fault.
He's in his own way, he's kind of like Shitstain. Oh, bro, it was the greatest writing and the greatest story. It's just the people, they don't get it.